we put a big emphasis on trying to identify critical standards across all of our service components and across OSD that could help us to do a better job on those basic engineering processes. But we also wanted to make sure that we weren't inventing something that was completely independent of the way that the commercial world was behaving. This was an era when we were beginning to recognize increasing dependency upon commercial components, on commercial practices, and on commercial suppliers. We wanted to make sure that the work that the department was pursuing was congruent and consistent with best commercial practice. And standards turned out to be a great way to kind of infiltrate those commercial practices into the Department of Defense. By leveraging existing commercial standards, the ISOs, the IECs, the IEEE standards, the work going on in SAE and ASME and many other commercial standards making bodies, we were able to find tools that the department could apply to our own processes, either directly by lifting up commercial standards and applying them in a defense context, or by the use of addendums, by being able to take a commercial standard whole and then by applying a page or two of DoD-specific material on the back end of it, often to take things that might have been voluntary and be able to adapt them to use in a federal acquisition environment. And I think those efforts were remarkably successful. It invigorated the department's efforts on engineering standards, and it engaged an entire external community of system engineers, of commercial logisticians, of manufacturing experts in engaging with the Defense Department on critical problems. And I think there's lessons to be learned from that effort today. I think today the department could be much more involved in engaging with the commercial sector in shaping the international standards environment in emerging areas like semiconductors and artificial intelligence, in future communication standards. We're seeing commercial practices like 5G taking a much greater role in military systems. And I think the department needs to be a player not only in using commercial specifications and standards, but in shaping commercial specifications and standards. I think we learned some of that lesson the first decade of this century, and I think that those are still applicable now here in the 20s.